Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. This one's super short, but scammers, they are the scum of the earth. I figured this was the perfect opportunity for a PSA. If you're elderly, listen up. Trust no one. Your grandchild isn't injured in a hospital. You don't need to be sending any Bitcoin. And heaven forbid, don't be giving anyone any gold on your front porch. I hate how this one ends, but I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
So this is 26-00493, the people of the state of Michigan versus William Liu.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Dan Pelletier for the Rolette Police Department. Before you today is a 4-count warrant charging Mr. William Liu with a variety of criminal offenses in the state of Michigan. Your Honor, he was initially charged with a 2-count warrant on the 4th of April. This is an amended complaint and warrant authorized by the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office. After further review, the charges were amended. Count 1 and count 2 remain. A third alternate count was added, as well as a 4th count of possessing personal identifying information with the intent to commit identity theft of the victim. Your Honor, the facts of the case are documented under police report number 26-000-5911 and are summarized as follows. In January of 2026, an elderly victim fell prey to a Microsoft hacking scam in which she was convinced that her computer and accounts had been compromised by hackers. From early January 2026 through April 2026, the victim has been communicating with the suspects over a mobile app called WhatsApp. The victim was convinced to convert a huge amount of her funds to gold in order to protect them from the hackers. In total, the victim has lost approximately $670,000 by wiring money and converting funds to gold, which she turned over to the suspects under false pretenses. Your Honor, the victim has had 3 separate pickups from her residence in the city of Royal Oak County of Oakland, where she gave the suspects large amounts of gold, which she purchased believing it would, quote, keep her money safe, end quote. The previous pickups were completed by a lone male who approached the victim's house on foot. The victim has never observed any suspected vehicles, and the victim has transferred the gold to the suspects from her porch, and the suspects then left on foot. Your Honor, the suspects have scammed the victim out of almost all of her money, and the only asset she had remaining was a property in northern Michigan. The suspects convinced the victim to sell that property as well. Just prior to selling the property, the victim was made aware by a friend that she was being scammed. At that point, Your Honor, she made a police report, and I began working with her. In my working with the victim, I found out that she was still communicating with the scam artists. We were able to coordinate an additional pickup of the proceeds of the, quote, sale of the victim's property. With assistance from myself, the victim advised the suspect she would pick up $45,000 in cash from the bank on April 1st, 2026 at 0900 hours. Your Honor, we continue communicating myself and the victim work together to communicate with the suspects to turn over the cash for safekeeping. On April 1st, 2026, at about 15:30 hours, I observed William Liu driving slowly in front of Hubbard's residence, looking at the house. Myself and other law enforcement agents observed Liu driving a black Kia SUV with out-of-state plates. That was a rental vehicle. Your Honor, I observed Liu as an Asian male, later identified as William Liu by his New York driver's license. I previously received information from the victim that one of the prior pickup agents who took her gold was an Asian male. Liu was observed by myself and other law enforcement agents driving slowly by the house and looking at the house 3 times in a manner consistent with someone conducting pre-operational surveillance for a criminal action. Liu was observed parking his rental vehicle around the corner and out of sight of the front door of Hubbard's residence. Liu approached Hubbard's residence, walked up onto the porch, and approached the package left for him and presented as containing Miss Hubbard's $45,000 in cash. Upon observing the actions of Liu in connection with the previous larcenies by false pretense and the coordinated actions of Liu with the criminal actors who previously committed fraud against Hubbard and were actively engaged in ongoing fraud against Miss Hubbard, Your Honor, myself and other law enforcement agents working the operation immediately apprehended and arrested Liu on the front porch of Miss Hubbard's home, and I did, in fact, help Mr. Liu to the ground. Subsequent to the arrest, Liu was interviewed by myself and United States Secret Service agent Bullock. Liu made numerous false exculpatory statements denying knowledge and involvement in the complex scheme of false pretenses used to deceive the victim into turning over her money to the criminal actors. Even after being presented with information obtained from his cell phone pursuant to a search warrant, Lou continued to utter demonstrably false exculpatory statements. Ultimately, Lou did make several admissions to his involvement, including that he had coordinated with other criminal actors, communicating using his telephone to work in concert with suspects who were communicating with victim. And Lou also made admissions to knowing that he was picking up money from the victim. Lou made admissions that he did have the victim's full name, date of birth, and address, her personal identifying information on his phone. Your Honor, I believe the information provided is sufficient to prove at a probable cause standard that the alleged criminal offenses were committed by the named defendant. I've affixed my signature to the criminal complaint and respectfully request the court to authorize the warrant in this matter. And with that, Your Honor, the warrant is before you.
You indicated that Mr. Lou was operating with a New York State driver's license,
That's correct, Your Honor.
and the complaint would indicate that his address is in Chicago.
Yes,
Is he
Your
doing
Honor.
both?
I'm sorry?
So he's living in Chicago, crimes in Michigan, and a license from New York.
That's not incorrect information in interest of full disclosure and representing the truth correctly. He is a full-time resident of New York City. He traveled to Chicago in furtherance of criminal activity and defrauded senior citizens in Metro Chicago, staying in an Airbnb. The address he provided in Chicago is an Airbnb address, not his permanent address.
The requisite proofs have been placed on the record to support all four counts, actually. Probable cause has been shown as to each of these counts relative to the named defendant, William Lou. I do recognize and therefore witness your signature as having been affixed to the complaint. And I'm signing the warrant. Lou is not in custody, is he?
Your Honor, he posted a $650,000 bond. He is no longer in custody.
So Chicago is looking for him too.
I believe they will be eventually, Your Honor.
Warrant. Complaint is 3 pages long. The warrant is 2. Okay. So that is signed, and that'll do it.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.